Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Monday Night Wellness Stories. I'm Sherry Danzig, and I'm happy to welcome you all to our forum where we get to share our experiences with some very cool technologies that are all about helping us have more energy, feel better, sleep better, be more vibrant, recover faster, and lots of other ways that we can take care of our health preventatively and if we have some sort of a challenge that we're dealing with. Tonight, you're going to hear from three different people and their stories. If you are not familiar with these products and you hear about a product mentioned that you don't understand, simply ask the person that shared it with you and they'll give you more information. We're not here to explain products, but rather simply to share some really great, impactful stories. So with that, I'm going to ask that Dee, if you'll share a story.
Excuse me. Hi, everyone. So when I was introduced to Nikan 14 years ago, my friend who introduced me did not know that I had a lot of issues with my back from an old car accident, and she didn't know that I didn't sleep well. So, oh my gosh, I was so anxious to get almost everything so that I would start feeling better and having more energy and not having discomforts. But boy, one of my very favorite things is the sleep system. I had gotten the waterfall a couple of weeks before my sleep system arrived, so I was really well hydrated. At the time I first used it, I couldn't wait to get it on my bed. And I was one of those people whose mind wouldn't shut off at night. No matter what time I went to bed, it just kept, spinning, thinking of things to do the next day, what the day was like, all of that. And I would just sort of toss and turn for several hours almost every night. And that night, I fell asleep within just a few minutes of going to bed and slept the whole night. The next morning, I woke up before the alarm went off and I thought, oh my gosh, this is what a good night's sleep feels like. It had been so long since I'd had that quality of sleep, and that has been consistent, except for a night here and there, if whatever, is on my mind or happening and stuff. But almost always, I feel like I get the best night's sleep and I'm ready to address the day. Thank you.
That's awesome, Dee. So again, if you're hearing and you don't know what the sleep system is, you got to find this out. These are not pills. It's all natural. It's about cocooning ourselves around technology that is designed based on the science of sleep. So to give you support. And I love your story. That's amazing. Thank you. Pam, please share. You're muted.
Yes, I know. I couldn't get it to unmute. Okay, I am here. I don't usually wear a two-toned shirt, but it is two-toned because I have an ice machine on my right shoulder. I had a shoulder replacement, and they told me find a lazy boy that you like or buy a lift chair or whatever because you're going to be sleeping in that chair for about 4 to 8 weeks at least before you'll be able to get in the bed. Well, they didn't know what I had at my house. And I just want to say that it was wonderful. What I love about the Fit Pad, we have things that are flexible now. So if you sleep in a lazy boy, or you have to, like I had to, the Fit Pad that goes on the mattress, I did a twin and it just sat right around me. Of course, in the beginning, I couldn't use magnetics for 48 hours is what I do. 24 is what they say. So I use the Cozy, and the Cozy is all ceramic reflective materials. I had one under me, so the chair was lined in it, and I had one over me. And that's how I slept, and so to speak, a cocoon, which of course we have the cocoon as well. So the cocoon is a sleeping bag. So after 48 hours, I graduated and I went into the cocoon. Ron would laugh at me because when I'd wake up in the morning, he'd say, okay, what's the magnet of today? And so I'd put the Fit Pad on one day. The next day, I'd be sleeping with the cocoon. I always kept the Cozy blanket over me And my cats were in heaven, even though they do sleep on our bed, contrary to what we would like, but they love sleeping on all the magnetic energy and everything. But I would wake up and I'd have one cat stretched out on the length of my legs and the other cat crosswise on my stomach. And, you kind of go, "Ah, get off." But they knew it felt so good, and they were just in la la land, and so was I. So, and by the way, I only stayed in that lazy boy for 2 weeks. That was it.
Yep. Speedy recovery.
Yeah,
Love
it
hearing
really
that.
does. It sped it up. So just
Absolutely.
use your stuff is what I say.
Yep. Awesome, Pam. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Nancy, please share.
Way back when I was introduced to Nikken, I didn't think I needed anything. I wanted to help other people maybe, but I don't need anything. And my friend who introduced me to this loaned me what would constitute a sleep system, kind of like what Pam was talking about. You can use different things to have the energy. It's not the ultimate, and we have had the ultimate for 20 plus years, but we slept on it. And I didn't want to get out of bed in the morning because it felt so good. I thought I slept very well. I was a mom at home, and I was so thankful when I had preschoolers and even elementary, because I could take a nap in the afternoon when someone in the house was needing their nap. I would sleep, and I truly would sleep 2-3 hours. At night, I really had to have 8 to 9 hours. Now it was slow, but just really in the last 10 years, I realized, good grief, I was sleeping 12 hours a day. So what happened after 2 weeks on the sleep system, I was awake and ready to get up. I was laying there with my eyes open. My husband would get up and get the kids to school and all that. I mean, I had no physical, medical, anything issues. I just thought I loved to sleep. Well, anyway, after 2 weeks of not wanting to get out of bed because it felt so good, I was laying in there with my eyes open. I walk out in the kitchen and David said, "What are you doing up?" And I said, "I'm rested. I'm wasting time." I mean, he'd never heard these words out of my mouth, folks. This was not something in my vocabulary. It was, go away, let me sleep. Anyway, fabulous, fabulous sleep system. And so since then, I can get by on 6 hours of sleep. Ideally, 7.5, 8 is sweet. Anyway, so thankful for the Nikken sleep system.
That's awesome, Nancy. I will slip my story in really quick to say that I have many, many experiences of sleeping on the sleep system for over 25 years, these products. With the new pillow that we got, it's a little bit more, it's not too hard, it's not too soft. It's just right. And I remember the days from so many years ago where I would toss and turn and flip over from one side to the other. And now, pretty much all night long, get on my back. I've got that new pillow. I've got, the comforter over me. I'm on the topper. I'm actually on a magnetic mattress, but that's because we had that invested and it's lasted for over 20 years. It's still great firm mattress. But with the topper and the comforter and that new pillow, I get into bed and I wake up in the morning and I haven't moved. I'm like in the same position. So I know I'm sleeping. I wake up and I am so much more rested. And it's a game changer. So great sleep stories. Love that you all were here. Share them with people. Come back next week. You'll hear more stories on different products. That's all for now. Good night, everyone.